What's going on, everybody? I'm going to do a real quick review and probably partial install of this AKHAL TEKE. This is a roof rack with a net that will go on top of that vehicle right there. So it already does have the rails on the top and it has a roof rack, and then this attaches that. So let's check that out. I think I'm gonna like it. So first of all, I like how it's packaged. So I cut the top and I dumped it out and it came out exactly like that. So there's everything unboxed. And again, the way they packaged this thing was fantastic. So haven't even looked at the directions yet, but you can tell that tubular, like all those parts are gonna slide together and connect. They've got all the parts individually packaged, which I know is gonna make it so much easier to put together. And then look, they even had foam wrapped around all the main bars. So it's crazy to look at, but you know, normally you get stuff like this and they're scratched and they're kind of messed up even before you get them, but man, these are perfect. So anyway, packaging, 10 out of 10. So the whole thing just slid together. Assembly was super easy. And then the next step is to take one of these and put it over the connection. And then there's this Allen headed screw that fits right here. And they even provided you with the Allen wrench to tighten that up. So there's one on the top and one on the bottom. Super easy. So, and a tip to make this so much easier, since there's one on the top and one on the bottom, don't try and do that and then hold it up and do it. So do all 4 of these and then flip it over and then do the bottom 4. Got all those screws in top to bottom. And I will tell you something else. A lot of times on modular things like this, the screw holes don't always line up with everything. These all lined up perfectly. All the screws went in easily. Nothing got in sideways, nothing stripped. Like, again, assembly so far, 10 out of 10. So now the next step is to attach these clips. And so you want the flat part. See how it's like this? You want the flat part on the front. You can tell the front of the fairing because it's sloped, it's got an angle. So 3 on the bottom, 3 on the top, so you can attach this. After you get those clipped on, you'll just hold this up to the front like that, and then line those holes up. And then they provided a nut and then the same Allen head screw to attach this. This you don't have to put on. Like, this is totally optional. I'm just putting it on for the sake of this video, in all honesty. Yeah, anyway. So, and then I want you to see attaching this fairing. You don't need a wrench for the nut because it is recessed and the nut will sit inside of it, and then you just use that Allen wrench. And so my tip is to do the middle one first and then get it aligned, and then do the bottom and then the edges. So, and be sure you're aware when you're putting on this front fairing that the clips are 2 different sizes. So the one on the left is a smaller diameter than the one on the right. So the smaller diameter goes on the top, larger diameter goes on the bottom. So bigger down here, smaller up here. There's that front fairing installed. And then the next step is going to be, there is a rear fairing, which is this, that's gonna go on that back spot. Now that is fully assembled. And then what you have to do is take these saddles and you have to figure out where on your car. So here's the crossbars, and this is what it attaches to. So these can either sit like this or this. I'm probably gonna try and do like that so the screws aren't poking up through the basket, so I can make sure I'm not gonna tear anything. And anyway, and then if I need to, I can actually adjust these and bring them in and out, but I'm gonna see if I can just leave them where they are. Well, I put it on top to see, and as you can see, these are probably already in a really good spot to attach these baskets. So I'm gonna do that and then clamp it down, and that should be pretty close to it. So here's this installed, and like I said, I installed it like that instead of like this. I tried it both ways, and if you do have it like this, you do have these ends, the ends of the screws that poke up above this. So anything you set on top of that, 100% is gonna get a hole poked in it. So this is more difficult way to do it, just as far as trying to maneuver your hands in there to tighten it up. But this will not tear your luggage or your boxes or whatever you're putting on there. So I just have to do that 3 more times, and this thing will be on there. And tell you what, all in all, that was super easy. I like it. I like the way it looks. So I have 6 people that live in my house, so I have to have all the seats up in this. So if we can put stuff on top of that, that will make all the difference in the world for us traveling. So, man, I love it. I think it's great. And like I said, packaging was awesome. Installation was easy. The only part that's not is when it's on top of the car, you got to get up high. A second set of hands would be helpful, but I 100% did this myself with no problems. It also does come with 2 sets of ratchet straps for strapping things down on top of it. And then it does come with this net system that's actually pretty cool. So I'll show you real quick just how it works. So it will pull, it'll come over your luggage if you have something up here. So this just clips on to the bar, and then you take whichever part of the net, and then it just goes into this hook right here, and then you just spread that out across the top, and that'll hold all your gear in safe and secure.